After breaking 4 records last week, our 2-star wide receiver was MAC Offensive Player of the Week and even National Offensive Player of the Week, to nobody's surprise. However, this week, we had a huge matchup in front of us as we were about to take on the 8th ranked team in the country, Indiana. Although we had over 200 yards in the win last week, we struggled with yards after the catch, so that's what we worked on this week in practice. We knew that if we wanted to win this game or even have a chance, we needed rack yards to even get close to the end zone. Even after a decent practice, we still had quite a ways to go if we wanted to be able to play at wide receiver 1. It was now time for Indiana, which was obviously our biggest game to date, but we felt prepared for it, especially since we had such a good week last week. We got the ball to start, and on 2nd and 8, instead of running our route, we cut across the middle. Thinking a pass was thrown kind of to us, we ended up running into our own guy and basically causing the incompletion by ourselves. As expected, the Indiana defense was pretty much locking us up, but here on 2nd down, we did get this ball across the middle for a first down. We still didn't really like Coach's play calls, so instead of actually listening to them, we kind of just did our own thing, and it was kind of paying off. We were getting first downs and making good catches, but it still didn't matter as we still hadn't scored yet. We were still kind of doing our own thing later in the possession as we cut across the middle yet again here, making a tough catch kind of, and bringing it down into field goal range, which was huge because that could have at least tied the game up. After making a big catch on first down, it was 2nd down, we were cutting across the middle, and we catch it before getting stuffed by the defender. We were a good team player, so we decided to let our running back run this in for the touchdown here, as long as he could actually get through, because our offensive line had not been blocking the whole game, but that seemed to be no problem as we scored. We were somehow up on Indiana, and this catch right here could have potentially helped propel this game a little bit forward, but we ran into our own guy. On the next play, we were running a jet sweep, so we come across the middle, get the pass to us, and get absolutely shut down after maybe breaking one tackle. But that kind of just showed us that we aren't invincible. We were in an extremely dangerous spot against the Indiana defense inside our own 1 yard line, and that would not pay off at all as they would get a safety out of it. At the end of the first half, we were down by 15, which didn't really shock us, but what did was that we called for this pass while there was a defender right in front of us, and so it got picked off at the end of the first half. Thankfully, we were able to bring him down and he didn't score. By the fourth quarter, we were getting beat pretty bad, which didn't shock us, but we couldn't even make a catch even if we had a little bit of space. However, a little bit later into the fourth quarter, somehow our teammate was able to make this ridiculous catch and take it all the way in for a touchdown, as you'll see here in just a second. I still don't know how he got through all of this. At the end of the game, we were down by a lot, but with 1 second left, we went ahead and went for this play just to get some reps in. We made the catch, but ultimately couldn't do anything more than that. Kurt Cignetti's Hoosiers were just too much for our guys to handle. By the way, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, it would mean the world to me if you would drop a follow if you're on TikTok or subscribe if you're on YouTube. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.